to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. Man, this is 93.7 The Ticket. I really, really enjoy doing these Sunday night shows, man, and I just want to give a shout out before I get started. Big shout out to Matt Warner, man, and Empire Fencing. And you guys sponsoring my show means the world to me, and I just want you to know it's not taken for granted. I also got to give a big shout out to Bach. Bach's is my producer now. I've been having Ben for a while, so this is going to be a little different, and I just want to say big shout out and thank you to Bach for being willing to do the show. You know, there's a lot of interesting things going on in our world, and being competitive is very important to me. I'm a competitive person, but my competitiveness comes from challenging myself to be positive and happy. I don't think everybody realizes how much of a challenge that is, because when you're living in a society that doesn't really focus on that a whole bunch, it makes it even more challenging. But being competitive, I'm very competitive about being happy and being positive. And when I pick guests for my show, I look for people that are equally competitive in whatever way they want to be. As long as it's something positive, I'm cool with it. You know, I chose competitiveness for a reason. So I want you guys to listen real closely tonight. I got he's my little brother. That's what I call him. Former Husker, quarterback, Tommy Armstrong Jr. How you doing, man?
I'm good, big boy. I'm good.
Before we get into the interview, man, now you got a son that's what, 2.5?
Yep.
Say, man, Tay been telling me you've been hiding a cell phone and you got him on minutes. That's why he ain't texting me, man. I don't understand that. What's up with that?
Man, I gotta keep him on schedule. Gotta keep him on schedule.
Man, I joke Tommy all the time about Tay. I know he's only 2.5, but he's just growing so fast. And he tickles me because I can see some mannerisms that I recognize. I think he got them honest. Mm-hmm. So I have to give you a hard time every chance I get. But, you know, Tommy, when I was talking about competitiveness, you know, I think that pretty much describes you, in my opinion. You know, I'm on the outside looking in, but everything I know about you is competitive. You grew up in same state I grew up in, is that correct? Did you grow up in Texas?
Nah, well, I was born in Mississippi, so.
Oh, you was born in Mississippi?
Yeah, but
okay.
I grew up in Texas when I was probably 12 through 17.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I was about 5 years.
Okay, so, and that's where you really kind of made your name, though.
Yeah.
Athletically.
Yeah.
Okay, now, we know that you had several choices after high school. Why did you choose Nebraska?
Honestly, growing up, you know, I grew up in Mississippi, Gulfport, Mississippi. You know, right off the Gulf, having been born in a city or in a state that didn't really have professional football. All they had was college. Mm-hmm. It was kind of the same way when I went to San Antonio, like Cibolo, in the suburbs, where it was kind of everything was focused around football. I grew up where everybody looked at football business. They couldn't wait on football season. So coming to Nebraska, I was like, what's out here in Nebraska? And they're like, we got the Cornhuskers. That's about it. And like everybody, you know, it may seem like a dead city until football season starts. And I came up here on my official visit, met up with Amir, Aaron Green, both being guys that I was familiar with. Mm-hmm. Aaron Green played at Madison, which was probably 30 minutes from Cibolo, where I played high school ball at. I played against him. He was a senior when I started my junior year and played against him on ESPN. And he kind of told me, like, look, man, if you want to be around nothing but football, you need to be up here. And it was kind of a way of growing up faster, where I couldn't be around my parents as much, because I told myself when things got hard, I didn't want to just turn around and just walk to my parents' house or get in the car and drive to my parents' house and let them know my feelings. I wanted to actually learn on the fly and how to become a young adult. And a lot of people don't understand that coming up here in Nebraska, but I started to understand the quicker I started becoming I would say a player of the game. I started understanding that the only way you can get better is doing it yourself. And that's the biggest thing with young kids. They have to understand that you have to go through the trials and tribulations of becoming a great player by going through those flaws that you have to do.
Let me ask you this. You're from the South, right?
Yep.
What was the weather change? What was that like?
Big weather change. You know, you got in the Gulf. You know, it's that humidity that really gets you in Mississippi. It's just you're close to the water. It could be 80 degrees. Humidity could be 90%. It's just that stickiness to you.
Right.
And then you turn around and you move to Texas where you have that dry heat where it's not as windy. You know, you walk to your car to get something out of your car, you come back and you're sweating.
That's where I grew up.
And then you get here in Nebraska and you have every season of the year.
Yes.
And when I say every season, when it's cold, it's cold. There's no getting around it. And that's the biggest thing that I had to get used to, because I told myself, like, man, it can't be that bad. Then I got out here and it was like -2 degrees, and I'm like, man, nah, this ain't for everybody. But that alone, it humbles you, because it's like there's no way in the world it could get this cold out here. But it does. It's just the whole city turns gray. Skies are covered. You don't even want to go outside. You know, you got the heat on, and then it's like, man, I got to start my car 30 minutes before I have to leave and go somewhere. And then when you have kids, it's a little bit different. You got to do everything, and you got to get up early enough to where you can get those kids going,
right.
get them, you know, acclimated to the weather. But overall, man, the weather is a big letdown for a lot of people that's not used to it. But it's a beautiful thing once you actually get used to, you know, being around it. Like taking my son, and now that he's at a age now to where we can go to Pioneers Park where they have the little slides, and we can get us, you know, a little double slide where we just get out there and slide down the hills when it's snowing. But those are things that's perks of, you know, living in the snow. A lot of my family, definitely my nieces and my nephews, are like, you know, they call me Uncle TJ. Instead of Tommy Jr., but they're like, Uncle TJ, we want to come up there when it's snowing. We ain't never seen snow. Like, man, y'all picking the wrong time of year to come up here.
You might change your mind after you get here.
But they're adamant about it. But it's like I said, it's pros and cons of being in the cold. But it's beautiful at times. But the longer you live here, the longer you like, oh, man, I don't know if I can deal with the summer. I can deal with the summer, and then it gets cold, and you're like, man, I need to be hot again. So.
Well, let me ask you this: when you, as a player for Nebraska, man, how many years did you start at Nebraska?
I started 4 years.
That's what I'm thinking, man. Yeah. So you played all the time. So what was that like, though? Because no offense, but I just look at facts, and the facts are Nebraska football is a big deal. Yeah. And when you're the quarterback, all of it falls kind of unfortunately on you, whether you know wins or losses. They seem to find the quarterback with a microphone. Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed from even in my playing days. They did that as well. So what was it like for you, man, to have to almost, like I would say, be the face of the football team?
Honestly, I look at it as being like, it's like flying a plane. You know, you're the pilot of that plane, but you know, you got first class, which is the coaches. And then behind that is, you know, other players. But I feel like as being a quarterback for Nebraska, you got to be that guy that flies the plane, regardless of who sets the coordinates, whoever sets the destination. You got to get them there, because at the end of the day, everything goes through you. Right. You can't win games without a quarterback. And in my opinion, you can have the best defense in the world, but if you can't score points, you ain't gonna win games. And the quarterback touches the ball every down.
Yeah.
And I look at it as being in a fishbowl. A lot of people say it all the time. You're a little bitty fish in a fishbowl, and everybody's looking at you.
Correct.
It's like walking into the office and seeing that big fish tank, and it's one fish swimming around, and you got all them kids and all them people just looking at the fish like, oh my God. That's the eyes that you have on you every day on and off the field. But you got to understand, you got to move in the right path, and you got to treat everything like it's game like as the quarterback. Like,
well, what made me ask you that question was because kind of like the topic competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a part of it because there's days, man. I mean, and I remember these days too, where everybody is not up, and the quarterback don't have a day off. I mean, you got to be up every day at practice. You got to be up every day in the game. You got to be up off the field because wherever you go, somebody gonna recognize you. So you got to carry yourself a certain way. That's a lot of pressure, man, for a young man, especially a 4-year starter. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say in a nice way is, see, as a fan, a lot of times people overlook everything that comes with that. You do what you do on the field. Everybody sees that, but they don't see all the stuff that you have to do off the field.
Yeah.
And that part to me is where the competitiveness comes in, because you got to hold yourself accountable. You can get away from everybody else, but you can't get away from Tommy. And wherever Tommy goes, man, there's Tommy Armstrong. That's Tommy Armstrong. And if you don't take the time to say sign an autograph or take a picture, then all of a sudden you get a label.
Yep.
So I just want to know, when you was going through these 4 years, with a spotlight on you, basically, is the way I see it.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel, man?
The younger I was, and I'm glad you touched bases on that. And a lot of people don't understand, as you're becoming that starter, a lot of people don't understand you're still growing up as a kid. You're still a 17-year-old, rather your freshman year, and then you're a 21, 22-year-old, your senior year, which a lot of people don't understand. The younger you are and you start, you're still learning as you play, as you learn how to go to class, how to do certain steps. And for me, it was tough. Like, I had senior O-line, Jeremiah Searles, Brent Qualley, I had A-Rod, I had Cole Penzick. All those guys were seniors. Like, they knew what they were doing.
Right.
All they did was say, "We will protect you. Just put the ball in the playmaker's hands." And my freshman year, it was cool because I'm like, man, this is easy. Like, I've never had an O-line tell me that. Like, but then the older I got, I realized I can't take it for granted, because my O-line got younger, my receiver core got younger, and then everything of the weight of our offense started to kind of get put on me, to where it's like, look, you're the pilot of this ship. Like, you have to coordinate the right way. You got to do the right stuff on and off the field. Your grades got to be right, and you also got to grow up. Correct. You're telling the 17-year-old kid to grow up, because he's finally got to a place to where he can kind of roam on his own time,
right,
without parents, looking over his shoulder. Hey, where you at? You need to get home. I, got my car after my freshman year, going to my sophomore year, got to drive around, got a little money in my pocket. So I'm able to hang out with my friends, and we want to go paintball and stuff like that, we can just get in the car and leave. So that was kind of trying to balance, being a young adult and being a football player and being professional. Like, it all goes into the mix, where it's like, you have to understand, like, for me, I had to grow up, and that's the reason why I was like, I need to get away from home so I can learn the real world and how to actually grow up faster. And I think that's what helped me the older I got, because I didn't have that support system around me that I wanted as my family. They're a phone call away, but it still helped, because I'm like, look, if I call my dad, he's just gonna tell me, hey, bro, you out there on your own, you better get it how you get it, man.
Right.
But that's how I wanted it to be. And it helped me grow up. It helped me actually achieve the goals that I wanted to, and actually build a network and friendships with guys that I've had today, including yourself.
You know, I'm gonna say this. I'm glad you pointed that part out too, because the people that you meet on that football field from, say, freshman year to senior year, it's, and that's a common thing that I've noticed. People remain friends long after Nebraska football. I mean, my closest friend right now is probably Mike Rozier. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, that was back in the 80s. And we're still, I mean, I get calls every day, and they be about nothing. What you doing, man? I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. You ain't playing golf? No, man. You playing golf? Yeah, I'm finna go play. You go. Just basic conversation. But he's like a brother, and Irvin Fryer, Roger Craig. I can go right down the list. Rodney Lewis, Odious Lee. I can just name off a bunch of guys that I'm still in contact with to this very day. And when you have that type of friendship, I call it a brotherhood. Because my mindset is anybody that played for Nebraska before me, they're my big brother. They played after me, they're my little brother. These kids that are, I shouldn't say kids, but these young men that are playing now, they're all my little brothers. They don't even know that, but that's how they're looked upon. I want them to have success just like I wanted you guys to have success. And I look at the guys that were before me, they set the standard. So one thing about Nebraska football, I may not actually go to every game, but I watch every game. You know what I mean? And that's no knock against them at all. But I want to actually watch the game. I mean, sometimes when you go to the game, I don't know about for you, but it's probably the same way. You really don't get to watch the game. You know what I mean? Because you're visiting with people, and then, there may be a fan or something that asks you a question, and then all you hear is the crowd, and you turn around and try to see what happened on the instant replay. I don't knock it. I think it's all part of the deal. But that growing up part you were talking about, that's a very, very tough thing to do, man, because as a quarterback, I've never been a quarterback, but I've watched, and I know that a lot of the responsibilities, it always falls on a quarterback. I don't think it's fair, but that's just the way it is. And when it comes to fair, I have a whole different meaning or definition of fair. Fair to me, for as Nebraska, is it comes to Grand Island once a year, and they take advantage of you there. So that ain't fair. I mean, it is what it is. But the fact that quarterbacks get all of this hype and then they get all of the negativity, I think that's quite a burden to put on a college student. And I can say, man, I'm proud of you, because through the ups and downs, you stayed the same. And that's not easy to do, man. But here's the catch. No one will tell you that, because it's just not something they'll tell you. But they'll tell you when you messed up, though.
That is true.
They'll let you know that. I mean, they may not say it to your face, but there's a lot of, I don't know if this term makes any sense, but there are a lot of people that sit behind keyboards that have a lot to say that, and no offense against people that comment, but I'm just saying, sometimes you might not have all your facts. Nobody cares if Tommy's leg is hurting. Nobody cares if Tommy's shoulder is hurting. No one cares about that. All they see is he should have did that, or he should have done that. It's not always that easy. And the one thing I will say about you is you stayed consistent the whole time. And when things were good, you was on this level. When things didn't go good, you stayed on that level. That's maturity to me. And I'm proud of you for that, because it would have been very easy when things weren't going well for you to let people know, hey, man, I'm still a person. I don't care about all that other stuff. Quit talking to me like But you always maintain a certain level of professionalism. And, I also, before I go further, I want to touch on something that really, really kind of got my attention too, man. You had an incident where I think a neighbor's house caught on fire, and you happened to be down there.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. I think we talked about it last time. You know, me and my wife went down, and at the time, my son Tatum was probably my daughter's age. He was probably about 6 months, about 6, 7 months old, and we were actually watching the Saints game. And crazy part about it is I had this jersey on, and I ended up taking that jersey off. And my mom she's like superstitious when it comes to certain stuff. She wants to always in her living room. She wants to sit where she can look through the front window. She's the neighborhood cop. So she always likes to see who's going in and out the neighborhood. Hey, I ain't never seen this car before. Who's that? But I always used to joke with her, and I used to tell her, "Man, you need to stop looking out that window. Nothing out there for you." She told me, she was like, "Me looking out this window could save somebody's life one day." And it was probably the day I got there, and it was the day after Christmas, and she's just looking in the window doing this, and I'm like, "Oh, Mom, what you looking at? The game on?" She's like, "Maybe I really think I see a fire over there or something. I just keep seeing these sparks fly up." So she got up, looked out the window, and she bolted out the door. I'm like, I thought nothing of it. What is she doing? You know, at that time, you like, man, my mom just being my mom. She's being nosy. And then she came run to the door. You need to come out here. It's a fire. I was like, Mom, no, it's not. She said, put your shoes on. It's a fire. So I ended up running and basically standing in the front yard and just seeing the flames from my neighbor. His name is actually Tommy too, Mr. Tommy. I call him Mr. Tommy. And his daughter's her name's Tamika. And her 2 daughters were in the house. And I go running across, and I'm asking Mr. Tommy because he's actually, as I run across, he's actually coming out of the house, but he has like that black smut all over him. And I'm basically having a conversation with him, but he's kind of, trying to get all that bad, black smoke out his lungs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, how many people left in there? And he's like, it's my 2 granddaughters and my daughter Tamika. I said, okay, cool. How can I get in there? And he's like, well, it's a fire. The fire's right there by the back door that I just came out of. I don't know how we're going to get back there, but I know they're in that back room. So then we heard her daughter screaming, but it wasn't coming from the back room. It was actually coming from basically the front. So I just took some bricks, which is not to get off topic, but this guy that's a big, like, he does like YouTube / like GoPro stuff.
Yeah.
He had it on like one of his like new cars that he has, like one of his little Hellcats.
Yeah.
He came down the street and he stopped, but his GoPro was still going, and he had sent it to my mom, and you can hear in the background me screaming like which room they're in, and you can hear me like throwing bricks, breaking windows to try to figure out which room her youngest daughter was in. She ended up being in the bathroom that was right by that hallway that basically goes to the back door. But once I threw a brick through that window, she came jumping out. And when she came jumping out, she basically cut her arm to the bone here and her, like, basically her wrist here. And that's where my wife came into the picture, where she took her shirt off and her jacket and wrapped it around both her arms and just basically held both her arms as tight as she could and sat with her. Then I realized Mr. Tommy had told me basically they're in that back room. So me and my mom are back there, and I'm knocking. I hear them like knocking on the window, but you can tell like it happened so quick. But they have like in the South, they got these big AC. They probably got them here too. The big AC units that's basically sealed on them.
Right.
So me and my mom's trying to pull it, and I'm like, Mom, you got to get out the way. Like, I'm just gonna start just hitting it. So I just started just running into it, just hitting it. I ended up breaking the frame off of the AC unit. It came off, and her daughter was the first one I grabbed and took out. So once I took her out, and I said, "Where's your mom?" Which is Tamika at the time, and she's like, "She was just behind me." She went to the hallway to see if my sister was out, because she was in the bathroom at first, but we was trying to get her to come back to the room. And I said, "She's good, but your mom doesn't know that." So at first I'm like, okay, cool. I can literally just reach my hand in there and just say, hey, come on, your daughter's good. I can grab you, pull you out. But she wasn't saying anything. And with that black smoke, you got to get as low as you can. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, I know she's in this room, but I don't know how to get in here. I don't know the landscape of it. They're all basically away from the house. My mom is the one that's like right beside me. So I'm like, Mom, I'm going to have to go in here. And she's like, no, you're not. Like, don't go in there. I'm like, Mom, I got to go in here. So the first time I tried to go in, right away, that black smoke like consumed my eyes and stuff. So I like basically was like, man, this is terrible. Like, I don't know if I can do this. But the next time I kind of like peeked my head in there and I saw basically her foot basically by the so if you go into the window, about 5 feet in the room, it's a bed, and then it's a dresser, and then it's a door. But I could see her feet, basically in between the dresser and the bed, and got to a point to where I was like, I'm just gonna go in there. So I took my hoodie I had on, and I put it over my head, and I zipped it like where only thing I can do is this, where this was only visible. So I went in and I went straight to the ground, and luckily that it was tough, but at the same time it wasn't too bad. So I would close my eyes, open my eyes every like 2 seconds, and I'll just inch my way to her, and I'm nudging her, she's not moving, and then I finally like got to like face to face with her and looked at her in her eyes, and she had like the little grayish, like you could tell like that black smoke consumed her eyes, and I never knew that until like I've actually like Googled like what happens when somebody gets too much of that black smoke in their eye. It turns your eye like a grayish color. So I'm telling my mom like, hey Mom, I got her, and she's like, follow the light. So my mom like reaches in and she basically puts because she had my phone, she put the flashlight on and like put it all the way down to the ground, and she said, just follow my voice. So I'm pulling her at the same time as trying to like get there, and I finally got there, and I grabbed her arms and I gave them to my mom. And at the time, the guy that was on the YouTube, like the GoPro stuff, he had got out his car and he had ran over, say, hey, y'all need any help with something? My mom was like, my son's in there. And I gave both her hands to my mom and her neighbor, and then I picked her up and put her basically on the window. But at the time, the window's all like broken, so it got glass everywhere. So I'm just making sure she doesn't get cut. So I picked her up and we basically pushed her out, got her there, and probably I want to say about 3-4 minutes later, the ambulance and the fire department showed up, and they kind of like put the oxygen tank on her. She started spitting up all that black stuff.
Well, how did you get out though?
As soon as I let her out, I jumped out myself, like right behind her. So, and my mom was like, "You need to get checked out. You inhaled too much of that smoke." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." And at that time, the adrenaline pumping, all that.
Yeah, right.
It's just for me. I'm just glad to be in the right place at the right time. Like a lot of people don't understand. Like I was debating about going to see my mom. Because she was actually coming to see me probably 3 months after that, because that's when my son's birthday was. Wow. His first year birthday. So I was like, maybe we don't go for Christmas because they're coming in June.
If you hadn't went.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, don't y'all go nowhere. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. 93.7 The Ticket is to get you happy on out.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
If you're looking for tickets to the Colorado game, 93.7 The Ticket has you covered. There are 3 different ways to win one of 4 pairs of tickets. 1, like our 93.7 The Ticket page on Facebook and share the post. 2, follow our 93.7 The Ticket account on Twitter and repost the announcement post. 3, come on down to 1040 O Street, buy a drink from the mill, and enter your name in the box. All drawings will be done at noon on Friday. Get entered now.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Old School with DP and J.
And, this part of camp it happens in high school camp, when they have a certain amount of time before their game, before school starts and all that. And then it happens in college and it happens in the pros. I had more fights with some of my good friends, the guys that I'm considered lifelong friends at this point in camp than with some over-energized rookie trying to make a name for himself. Seriously.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Man, that was an awesome story. You know, I want to say something before I go to my comments. You know, we were talking, me and Tommy was talking during the break, you know, and I just want to let everybody know that that story is very, very important, because being a former athlete, seems like the only time you really get noticed, it's kind of like, to put in a football analogy, it's kind of like being an offensive lineman. Only time you get your name called when you get penalized for holding. You know what I mean? So here's a former athlete that, you know, that done something to help someone else. When it really and truly, he could have been just like everybody else and just stand back and watch. But he took the initiative. And I just don't think stories like that get as much attention as they deserve. But that's a Ricky thing. Hey, we got any comments over there, Bach?
Yeah, we do. And I agree, too, by the way. Great story there. I read it in the paper, but they actually hear the story breaking down there is much cooler. But Marilyn Richardson shouts out on YouTube, watching from Georgia.
Georgia! Marilyn, I appreciate you more than you know. I just got a text from Carla Walker, too, and she said, great story. And thank you, Carla, for listening. You know, I look at things so much different, man, than everybody else. And it's not that I'm right and everybody else is wrong, but I just like to shine light on things that most people take for granted. I don't live in a world where I take stuff for granted. I think I've been through too much, and I put myself through too much to take stuff for granted. So again, I got to say thank you, Tommy, for that story, man, because like I said, no one wants to pay attention to a positive story. I guess negativity does sell. So out of fairness to people that like to promote negativity, you know, keep doing your thing, but just keep in mind that Ricky Simmons or Ricky C. Simmons prefer to have 50 feet from negativity. That's just a personal choice. I mean, if you want to get the negative on, get it on over there, like way over there. But Tommy, you know, on a serious note, you know, after your college days playing ball at Nebraska, you went to the pros for a while, and I think the Vikings, if I remember correctly. And then after that, you came back and you got involved in. Well, you tell us what happened after you left the NFL.
I went and I tried out for XFL. At the time, they had so many leagues: AAF, USFL. Then they combined, made it XFL. But I went and I was at the AAF for few months. Then I went to Team 9 for the XFL. And that was like right before COVID.
Right.
And they had canceled everything. After that, I went to Arena in 2021. I went to Arena in 2019 for Grand Island. And then in 2020, I got invited to Team 9 for XFL. And I drove all the way to Dallas. Got there, season canceled, had to drive all the way back home.
Oh wow!
And at that time I was with Westy. I got a picture of me and Westy at the workout. And
tell everybody who Westy is. I know who he is.
Westy's one of my best friend. Westy just had his son Brooks. Probably about a month ago. Yeah. His son Brooks was just born. So congratulations to him. I tell him all the time. Welcome to the fatherhood. Welcome to being a dad.
So for Husker fans, Westy
is my roommate.
And his real name is?
Jordan Westerkamp.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. I understand, but I just want to make sure they understand.
Yeah, Jordan Westerkamp. I call him Westy all the time, just short. But he just had his son, Brooks, about a month ago. So that's the biggest thing. When I was in, I want to say 2019, after that season, I met up with Westy up there in Dallas. We both had a workout, and got on the phone with him when I was driving back to, back to Lincoln, about an 8.5 hour drive. So I drove down there, worked out, turned around. I grew up 30
minutes from Dallas. I know exactly how.
So I ended up driving back, got a call from the Team 9 coach, and he was like, how soon can you get back? And I was excited. And I was like, I can get back tomorrow if you need me to. I just go back, grab all my stuff, come back. He's like, okay. I'll get back with you. I think at that time it was Saturday. He was like, get back with you all information by Monday. And Sunday, the league canceled basically because of COVID. Then I was just at home again and ended up going to play in the IFL for a year and a half. Played with Sioux Falls in 2021, and then 2022 my son was born, so I took a year off. 2023, I was with Omaha Beef here about 35, 40 minutes away, and then I turned around and played again in this past year.
Well, let me tell y'all something. Excuse me. I'm going to be honest with you. He's being real modest and humble right now because I know a little bit more than he think I know. So I'm going to share it since he won't do it. The 2 years that he was with Omaha Beef, these last 2 years, this young man went 10-0 2 years in a row. I don't care what level you on. 10-0, 2 years in a row. When you know everybody's shooting for you, dude, that's big. And I just want to say again, congratulations on being 20-0 in 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think it was 23-0.
23-0. Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Man, give yourself some credit.
Yes,
Because I
sir.
can guarantee you, if it was the opposite, we'd already know. Yeah, they would have made a big deal out of it. But no, actually, man, to go and have the success that you had with Omaha Beef, you know, I just think that's huge. And again, that's just me wanting to put it out there because I think it deserves to be acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after this last season with the Beef, you had surgery. Is that
Yep.
correct? Tell us about that.
This past year, I want to say that in a championship game, I ended up separating my collarbone, and I had to get that repaired. So I'm about 6 weeks out of surgery, and been doing PT probably 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Looking at probably 4 to 6 month rehab. I'm probably on month 2 now.
Okay.
But it's going.
Okay.
Kind of sucks when you got 2 little kids running around, well, one crawling around, the other one running around, and the only thing they want to do is jump on you every time you sit still. So it's getting better. Other than that, man, just trying to take a day at a time.
Well, speaking of, back to what I was talking about earlier, what's going on with Tay? Now, we talking in these terms. What's Tay-Tay's real name?
His name is Tatum Michael Armstrong.
Tatum Michael Armstrong. And your daughter's real name?
Her name is Noradine Armstrong.
Noradine Armstrong. Now, I haven't met the daughter, but I know Tay. And one thing about Tay is he be looking at me like, man, Pops be tripping, man. Pops be tripping. I don't know what you're holding up, man. You might well go and get Tay that cell phone, man. I saw the cell phone you got him at 1 year old. It was one of them little play ones. He couldn't use that one.
He upgraded it a little bit. He upgraded. He went from having the little bitty Mickey Mouse one to the bluey one that has all the numbers and the little keypad on it.
Oh, so he busy now.
Yeah, he busy now. So he texting all his little bluey friends. That's about it. I think that's why his minutes been going away.
I asked Tommy about that. I say, man, when you gonna get Tay off them minutes, man? So put him on a plan where he can text me, man. Then nah, Tay gonna stay on minutes, man.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I will say, man, you know, it had to feel good because I've seen some of the pictures that Jalen posts where y'all be at the Beef game and you know you're holding him after the game. I mean, how does that make you feel, man?
It's great.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes me feel great, man. It's I think that's kind of the thing that kind of helped me step away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just because my first year in 2023, my son was just born, and then I stepped into football. We went 13-0, and then we ended up winning a championship. I won MVP, and then I was gonna step away then. But then my daughter was born the next year, and my wife was like, "Go play." I was like, "Okay." Went and played, and it was at a perfect time because my daughter was getting older, and I got a chance to play in 2 championships. One with my son watching, winning, I'm holding him, and I got to play the second one with both of my kids being there, being a 2-time champion, 2-time MVP, and then the icing on the cake was my mom actually being able to come down and watch me in a game and us winning, and she hasn't watched me since 2016. So it was like, this is the moment. Like I broke the record at Nebraska for most passing touchdowns and passing yards. My mom was here in 2016, and I turn around and you know win another championship with her being here, and then she's able to have my aunt, which is her twin sister, be a part of it as well. It was just like everything is perfect. Like my whole family's here.
Well, let me ask you this, man. I'm going to ask the tough question that nobody wants to ask. Man, what about a three-peat, man?
Nah, I thought about it, but once the surgery for my shoulder came into play, it was more health over anything.
Gotcha.
And that's the reality of it. I know I could play football again if I wanted to, but I know I'm not going to be as healthy as I used to be. Just by getting my shoulder repaired, having a short turnaround, season starts in February, get hitting that shoulder again, all of a sudden I'm back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's just more being able to run around with my kids.
Right.
I have to put we over me, and I think that's the biggest thing is.
I like that, put we over me.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great concept. We're going to take another break. Then we're going to come back and wrap the show up with Tommy Armstrong Jr. Don't y'all go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket is to get you happy on that.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a slight chance of showers and storms this morning. Otherwise, probably the mostly sunny skies expected. An afternoon high around 85. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low around 58. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see a high around 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Blaine's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Back to the Get Your Happy Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Man, I'll tell y'all something. Tommy Armstrong Jr. has blessed us tonight with some stories, man, that I really wanted them to be recognized and given credit. You know, to be really honest with you, I just think that positivity is the key to life, you know, and the fact that the comment you made, we over me, that's still, I might steal that one from you. I think that's a very positive statement, because sometimes it is all about us. Me. I'm the only one that's important. But when you can put someone else in that mix with you and have the same value, I think that's important. I gotta give a shout out to your family, your mother, your father, your aunt, and definitely gotta holler at Tay, because if I don't, he might not text me no more.
Yeah.
We got Tay, we're gonna get him off the minutes, man. Don't worry about it. I'm working on him, okay? And Jalen, I appreciate everything that you stand for too, but standing behind him where you have. And I just think that that's very, very important, man. You have a support system. Now, Tommy, you've been through a lot, man, and you got a lot of things. I mean, you even did some coaching at North Star, if I remember correctly. You did.
Yep. Just stepped away last year.
Yeah. So did you do that for like 2 years?
Yep, 2 years.
You know, coaching in high school ball is a little different, I'm sure. But I just, like I say, seems like to me you like helping people too. You know, and you also do a camp or something, or like you train people. Is that correct?
Yep, I do quarterback training for A4 Academy.
How do people get in touch with you if they want to do that?
They just sign up on a4footballacademy.com. I got my own website, things like that.
Okay.
Right now, I'm kind of taking a couple steps back just because my shoulder can't really do too much.
Okay.
But usually this is the perfect time that I had surgery, just because football season is going on. Where basically football season's active, so this is like the dead period for a lot of kids.
So when the season's over, people can, you'll probably still continue doing that?
Sir. Always.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a positive thing, man. Just study trying to help build up our youth. I mean, our youth, no offense before I say this, but our youth have a lot of distraction. And to have someone positive in their life to want to spend time with them and want to help them better themselves, I can relate to that, because that's kind of my mission in a different arena. But I want kids to make better choices when it comes to drugs and alcohol. You know, I mean, these kids have a lot of distractions, and they have a lot of temptations before them. But athletically, you're helping these kids that want to become quarterbacks be better and understand what they're doing. I think that needs to be recognized as well. So please keep doing that. I'm looking forward to seeing Tay be a quarterback at some point. because I know he's going to have a strong arm if he ain't got nothing else.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a reason why your last name is Armstrong. But no, actually, man, again, I just want to thank you, man, for taking time out of your day to come and be on the show. And just know that in the future, I got your number, man, so I'm going to be reaching back out,
Okay.
you know, for you to come back on the show at some point when time permits. I know you got a lot going on, and I want to wish you the best with the continued rehab.
Yes, sir.
Man, thanks for sharing all your information that you've shared with us, but I got one final question, man. How does Tommy Armstrong get his happy on?
Right now, I would say hanging out with my kids, my son Tatum, and Nora. We get in the car, we get the jamming.
What?
That's the biggest thing, man. That's how we get our happy.
Okay, that's fair enough. Hey, listen, y'all, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I wrap my show up the same way every week. Every day you blessed to see, it's just another day in paradise. No matter what, you got to get your happy on. We'll see y'all next Sunday night.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more, all at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a slight chance of showers and storms this morning. Otherwise, probably the mostly sunny skies expected. An afternoon high around 85. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low around 58. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see a high around 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.